Hello, everyone out in YouTube. This is me, Blame Others,
Me, Insane Spyro.
and we are back again with more useless videos. With more videos. We're here to talk about some more Realm. Again, for those of you who don't know what Realm is, Realm Royale is a battle royale game made by Harris Studios slash Heroic Leap Games. So today's video is going to be a slight continuation of the other set of videos that I've been making. If I'm not lazy, maybe I'll try to have a button or something of those up in the corner. I don't know. But today's video is probably going to be a good bit quicker than those ones, hopefully, anyways. And it's going to be talking about new modes in Realm Royale. Videos we've been making have been about, improvements, changes, just trying to make the game better, So, again, Mr. Boro, you want to say anything before we start, Mr. Boro?
No, you can start with the first mode if you want.
So, we're going to start with the two modes that have been in the past, have been part of the game, but were removed and never really used again. So they definitely have the assets and the capabilities to do this, being Team Deathmatch is going to be the first one we start with, which is the simplest thing. It's a solos only mode where you're able to respawn after you die. And the first person to so many kills wins. I believe it was 20 or maybe 40 in the past. I settled on just having 25 kills be the thing to win. It's just a really quick mode just to kind of like hop in, start shooting, and just hop out. It's not anything crazy. What about that one, Mr. Bro?
I mean, I don't like team deathmatch in. We have to do team deathmatch in Paladins for dailies, and I just don't like team deathmatch in general. So I mean, I guess it's fine for people that want it. If it was there in the past, sure, but doesn't float my boat.
And then the next one is the 40 versus 40 mode. This was not on for very long, and that was because hopefully, ideally, they would have fixed some of these issues, and of course, the game's been updated through time. But this used to cause massive server lag. It was not very server friendly. This basically you would have what would look like a solos UI, and but you would actually be on a team of 40 people versus other 40 people, and you would you would do what the game mode says. Your 40 versus their 40. First team to die, loses. It's again not a very complicated one. You'd be able to play. Oh, also in TDM, it's any class. Sorry, I forgot to say this. It's any class, any loadouts. Obviously, you respawn, like I said. But for 40 versus 30, bleh, for 40 versus 40, it would be also any class, any loadout, but you wouldn't be able to respawn. It's literally just last man standing, or last team standing, really.
I'm okay with that one. Like Fortnite has 40v, well, it's 50v50, but Fortnite has that. That's one of the best modes because it's just like an all-out fight between two giant teams. And like I don't know how it worked when it was out in Realm, but I assume there was two airships and one was on one side of the map and one team got half the map. The opposing team got the other half, and it forced you into the center. But like when all 40 people got forced by the storm into the small circle, it was crazy fun times because it was just like madness going on all around you. I like 40v40. That's it from me. Blame. Blame? The Discord. Is he dead, Jim? He's dead, Jim. So, I guess while Blame's on mute, we can talk. So, how's everybody doing? I'm here to fill the interim period because Blame has disappeared under mysterious circumstances. Oh, there he is.
If you read your messages, you'd fucking understand things better. But so the next mode is gonna be something that I've discussed with Spyro before. I'm saving like my newest idea for last, but this is one we talked about before, so he can have an idea about this one. I don't really have a name for this one. I just called it the chicken only mode. Basically, the concept for this would be everyone would be chickens. It'd probably be a much smaller lobby, like of 20 to 30 people, maybe. Because chicken only. You'd be chickens. You would just fight as chickens. However, of course, because you're only chickens, this would kind of require a new map to kind of scale with being a chicken. It would also require some new abilities, slash a new ability system. I don't know if like the chicken system can handle like being able to pick up and use abilities, or even if it can. Or even if you just kind of like want to kind of use the slots that are already there, being like the auto attack, the F, and and just being able to double jump and stuff. They would still need new abilities, kind of like visually for the chickens, anyways. So.
You could make it
so
just like.
Wait. So ultimately, before I get started, so ultimately this is gonna be a lot of work. I don't see this particularly happening without them being wanting to be very, very committed to the game. So, yeah. Okay, so Spyro can have his now.
It wouldn't actually be that much work. Like, and I can't believe I'm about to fucking say this, but like, in Fallout 76, there's a battle royale mode. Oh my god, is he really? Yeah, he's really. But obviously, the MMO map, like where all the players are walking, that's big. You can't have a map that size for battle royale. So what Nuclear Winter did, which you could easily do for the chicken map, is every round it just takes a tiny section of the pre-existing map and the circle shrinks from there. So you could say, okay, chickens, this round you're going to be fighting around the swamp area, fungal jungle, lost forge, forbidden swamp, that sort of area. This round you're going to be fighting in the ice area. This round you're going to be fighting central area like crossing, lumber, valley, that sort of area. So you don't really have to make a new map. You can just take the pre-existing map, and every round the circle is like, hey, this round you're fighting in this particular area. So the new map isn't an issue because you can just chop the size of the map down for each round. And as for the pre-existing abilities, you could keep it simple. I don't think you'd even have to do that much work. Like, all you've got to do is keep what you've got, which is the peck, the charge, and the double jump. And in the chests, just have it as those abilities, but of different rarities. So, like, your standard default peck does 75 damage, but if you find a golden beak or a golden peck, it does, I don't know, 200 damage. I don't know how they'd want to scale it. I don't know exact numbers, but if you found a gold beak, it does 200 damage. Or with your charge default does 100, but if you find a golden charge, it does 300. Like, you wouldn't have to put that much work in. You just have the default abilities, but the rarity goes up or the damage goes up with the rarity, and the map, you can just use the default map, but just have it be like a small section of it, like Nuclear Winter.
But then it doesn't feel quite as special, does it?
No, but if it's just a starting idea, like you want to advance, you want to grow, you want to make it its own if people like it, but as a starting concept, you could just do like small sections of the map and mess with it. Because I mean, the alpha of Realm itself was just paladins with the heroes' weapons and the heroes' abilities before they mixed it up and changed those. So
Okay, well, also because again, I forgot a little thing. I don't know why I didn't write this. um, so the 40 versus 40 would be like just like any other game. Like the fog would come in at normal intervals and everything. You can use the forge. TDM, you can also use the forge if you really, if you have the time. If people aren't running to kill you, obviously. But in TDM also, the other little caveat was it's a it's a much slower encroaching circle, but it starts as a much smaller circle too. It's like the it's like the second or third circle of a normal match.
yeah, that's fine. That's just like Team Rumble in for. That's no issue.
Um, then for the last one, it's gonna be. Oh well, actually, I'm gonna explain. So people who are watching, you've just been staring at like a stagnant screen.
I mean,
This is
we
this
can
is the
record
custom game mode screen for Realm. So I can go here and create a lobby with name, password, game type being solos, duels, trios. They actually do have trios in here. Trios used to be a thing, by the way. It didn't really work out, but it's still an option in Realm. And of course, normal squads. So you would do that, and you would, type in name, password, da da da. But that's basically all your options. Because we're gonna come back to this in a little bit, but just know this is like the custom game mode with not many options. My final mode is gonna be what I like to call the Bok Buck Bonanza. So it's gonna have so you would still you wouldn't be able to forge. That'd be the only different thing that's gonna be the only thing that's different from like a normal match. Really, like the main different thing you can't forge. The fog would still come in and everything like that. But but the main objective of the game mode would be you have to get to the forge and dump in shards. You would also have a single player UI, but you would have a team. There would be 4 teams of about 10 people each, and the objective of the game is you to get 5,000 shards into one of the forges. Now, in order for this to be fair and for things not to be quite so annoying, I did say this is going to be a warrior only mode. It's going to be a warrior only mode so that the ability, like, you still have good movement, but you don't have mages just trying to fly everywhere. um and you would have a fixed loadout as the warrior. You wouldn't be able to choose a loadout. You would have a fixed loadout being I don't know about the other, like, the little details, but like the main thing being you'd have Bok Bucks only. You would have Bok Bucks. You wouldn't have Pennywise. You would have Bok Bucks. Even if you don't have it unlocked yet for the warrior, you would have Bok Bucks, as well as some of the and things like mount speed and stuff like that. Open by default. Um, and the reason why that is because, again, the forges will not be able to be used for crafting. They'd only be used to dump shards, and and what was I gonna say? They only be used to dump shards, and and when a player dies, they won't drop stuff. So if you go out of your way to kill people, you're only gonna get that 25. You can't just sit there and kind of like farm people basically for shards. That's just kind of ruins the mode. However, you all the team, each individual will also be able to respawn like in TDM. And in order to, because again the fog is going to be encroaching. It's still going to be encroaching, so like time's going to be running out like slowly. So I thought of a few things to kind of like even this out. Being so the match would end this. So if the map chooses a spawn, a final circle where there's no forge, where like it's impossible for you to get to the forge without taking fog damage, the map just ends. The match just ends. Whoever has the most shards wins. Obviously, I don't know if I said this. I'm pretty sure I said it. That the act to actually win, you need 5,000 shards. Did I say that, Sporo?
Yeah, you did.
Okay. And also to kind of help it out, because again, I don't want people to just sit there farming people, because if people get a chance to, if someone gets lucky to find or somehow get like golden stuff and they keep dying over and over again, you just keep getting shards that way. Like that's an easy 200 shards whenever you kill this person, you know? Like it kind of just ruins it a little bit, you know? Because the point of this mode is that normally in a match, you're not very enticed to go looting, because in order to like really win, you have to kill people. So this is kind of a mode to kind of incentivize looting, to go out and look. You can't forge. You don't get you don't get stuff from other people. So while you do get a reward for killing people, you still get your bucks. You really want to look for stuff because you have to you got to fill the pot as quick as you can. And also too, maybe as a small little thing, maybe goblin and golden chest spawns could be upped in this mode a little bit, just to kind of maybe just help out a little bit. I mean, not by much. Not they can't drop like every 30 seconds, obviously. But like, you know, like in this mode you might get an extra 50% chest drop rate or something. Not like, I mean golden chest, not like normal chest, like golden chest. What's it called? Supply drop. So what do you think, Mr. Poro?
I mean, you'd have to, because if you're only getting 25 a kill.
Well, for kills, but you still can. The point is to go around disenchant things. Well.
Yeah, but I'm saying if you only got 25 a kill, that's take a long time to get.
Well, no. Oh, and I guess I forgot this little thing. Even though the fog is moving in, chest will reset every like minute and a half or 2 minutes. Normal chess. I don't know if they'd be able to do that, but it kind of says like, okay, you know, here you get more shit.
Maybe then. I mean, you definitely have to up the golden chest drops, because it'd take forever to get to 5,000 without a couple of extra shards from golden weapons.
Again, depending on I don't make the game. I don't know how limited they are and what like affects it, like, you know, how they could tinker with things. I mean, the shard, I originally had it at 2,000, but I said, oh wait a minute, if there's 10 people on each team, then every person would literally just have to fill up one time and the game's over.
Yeah, that's actually true. Yeah.
So the team as a whole at 5,000 just has to fill up 2.5 times. So
I think you'd have to like make it then, because like you can just save your shards for one big dump. You'd have to make it so that like if you die, you lose all the shards you're carrying.
No, that's too punishing.
Not really, because I've got. Let's just say
I mean, you still have to stand in the forge and dump your coins, like, I mean your shards. So like you'd be going ring 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 ring. If people jump in there and they kill you,
yeah,
you didn't finish dumping your money.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is though, at least early game, okay, I got 50 shards, I got shot, I died. Who cares? I've still got my 50. Oh, now I'm up to 150. I got shot. Don't matter. I got shot. Now I've got all 200. The second I done this, I'm done. Like there was no punishment. Like yes, the forge is going ring, ring, ring to alert everybody, but if there's nobody around, that's it. You've dumped your 200 shards. You don't even have to. I mean, obviously, yeah, you want to pick up the slack of your team, but the second you've dumped your 200 shards because there's no punishment for dying, you don't have to worry about it that much.
Well, it's still meant to be a fun game mode. It's not really competitive. The real way you stop people from dumping shards by killing them. That's kind of the point. And then they have to drop again.
I mean, you'd have to do something with the circle line because well,
the circle's still closing in.
Oh yeah, but like
if they're like at 3,000 and some like two people have 200 and you kill them as the fog's moving in, like they can't go back to those forges.
What do you mean?
Like the fog started. They're gonna die in the fog.
No, because the fog doesn't do that much damage. Like the first circle.
No, it does. I mean, okay, maybe not the first one, but after that, yeah.
I think some sort of damage would have to be tweaked because even within the first circle, it'd be possible for all 10 people to get like 200 shards each and just get them in a push. Like I think like either the storm has to come in quicker, it has to do more damage. Well, there has to be some kind of punishment, or the game mode's going to be over 10 minutes.
Well, I kind of want it to be done by 10 or like 15 minutes. That's kind of the idea.
Oh, okay then. I thought you were like...
I mean, a normal round match only lasts like half an hour. So this mode should probably last no more than like 15, maybe 20 minutes.
Fair enough. I thought you wanted it to be like a full-on match of like 30 to 40 minutes.
The only one that should last that long from these modes is probably 40 versus 40.
Or the chicken.
Or the chicken one. But again, like we don't have anything to base that off of.
Yeah. I mean, that's the one I want to see the most. I want to see Chicken Royale. But is that all the modes?
So that's as far as new modes goes, yeah. That's kind of like the ideas right there. Obviously, some of them were like old, some of them were the new ones. Like I said, brand new. To finish though, I want to say for custom mode, again, we're still here in custom mode. So again, as you can see, very little options. People have been asking for more options this whole time. So just to say, so for some new option ideas, for sure. Starting box. Set how many box someone starts with. If everyone starts with 200 shards, that kind of says, you know, okay, so we're gonna test who has the real skill because everyone's gonna have like something, you know. Locking, maybe having a weapons list, saying, okay, these weapons won't spawn, this weapon won't spawn, this weapon won't spawn. Obviously, that means some things might act a little weird if you turn off a lot of guns. Something like golden chests and goblins might be a little weird. But but I think like that won't affect most things.
Yeah.
And of course, just class locking. Oh, we want to have a mage only match. You know, something, you know. Yeah. And there's not even that many people that use customs. It's mostly, let's be here, it's mostly just streamers who kind of get in there to try and do something with their viewers. So, and when they usually do stuff with their viewers, it's because they've done like the normal modes all day. Like they're just gonna play a normal mode. This is just something there to kind of have them have something more fun to do. And the last little idea is probably the one that's gonna be harder. But I mean, not in a sense of a UI. They could literally just have you bring up a map. but I mean as maybe how to code it. Just being able to choose where you want the circle to end. Like, okay, maybe you can't choose like any little point in the thing. That probably might be impossible for them right now. But what if you just chose from a list of the pre-made ones? Like, there's only like 20 or 30 locations where the circle actually ends. You know. Well,
Yeah.
so like, I'm pretty sure you can put that in a drop-down list and or like on the map, like have like buttons on the map and just have people click on one.
Yeah, that seems easy enough.
So, anything else to say about that, Sporo, to wrap it up? The end of the video?
Yeah, just wrap it up. I don't really have anything systems.
Any idea you might have for a new mode? Nothing?
No, I mean I want the chicken one. That's the one that like we've talked about. That's the one I want to see. I want the chicken one.
Okay, well, everybody, I hope you liked our ideas. Again, these are mostly just concepts. I try to back it up with with like a few numbers or like some balance ideas in it. But again, this is kind of just raw concepts. Again, we just want the game devs to maybe just have an idea. Like, if they really have no ideas, like, we'll give you ideas, but like, we're still not game developers. We can't like do the work for you. We're not Bethesda modders over here, you know. So again, thanks for watching. If anything, the other video should be in the description or on the recommended side. I'll see about making one of those little button things. But if you enjoyed this video, you know, you can go watch the other videos. Although those are quite a bit longer because we go into a bit more detail with more ideas. So this has been me, Blame Others, and
me, Insane Spyro.
thanks for watching. See you later.
Bye.